Hey everyone, I'm Ava Thompson, 29, and for the past 6 years, I've been quietly building my eco-tech startup, while my family thought I was chasing a pipe dream. Tonight, at my sister's engagement dinner, her fiancé turned to me and said, "Wait, you're the founder of Greenwave." The shock on my parents' faces when they realized I'd built the sustainable energy app her company just acquired for millions that moment made every family gathering where they pitied me worth it. My sister's still picking her jaw up off the floor. If you're listening from a place where your dreams feel misunderstood, hit like and subscribe below. Growing up in Westlake, a polished suburb outside Austin, came with heavy expectations. My father, Edward Thompson, wasn't just an engineer, he was the go-to expert for cutting-edge infrastructure projects. My mother, Catherine, dominated boardrooms as a finance executive who never missed a target. Then there was my sister, Emily, 5 years older, the flawless firstborn who followed mom into finance without a single stumble. Our home was stunning, but intense. Dinner wasn't just for eating, it was for showcasing success. Mom would kick off most evenings with, "So, what did everyone achieve today?" Emily always had something polished top grades, internship offers, or charity board positions. When my turn came, my answers never quite hit the mark. I designed a recycling tracker app for fun. I said at 14, proud of teaching myself coding over a summer. "That's nice." "Ava," Mom replied, her smile tight. "But shouldn't you focus on your math Olympiad? Prep colleges want serious commitments, not side projects." Dad would nod, already asking Emily about her economics paper. The message was clear. Coding was a distraction. Real success happened in boardrooms or engineering firms. My bedroom became my haven, where I dove into programming and sustainability blogs without judgment. While Emily's walls boasted academic plaques, mine were covered with flowcharts and sketches of eco-friendly app designs. I'd stay up past midnight learning Swift and Python, then slog through physics class the next day. Unnoticed, unless my grades slipped. At 15, I built an app for our school's environmental club that streamlined their waste reduction campaign. The club advisor, Miss Larson, was floored when it doubled their recycling rates. "Your daughter's a visionary." She told my parents at a school event, "Ava has lots of hobbies," Mom said smoothly, "but we're steering her toward engineering prerequisites." I wasn't even considering engineering, but they'd already mapped my future. My junior year brought a national coding competition. I qualified for the finals with a solar energy tracking system I'd coded. The event clashed with Emily's MBA acceptance party. "We're so sorry, Ava," Mom said, not looking sorry. "Emily's worked her whole life for this." You get it, right? I competed alone. The only finalist without family there, and took first place. The judges, sustainability tech experts, praised my innovative approach. I came home with a trophy to a house full of relatives celebrating Emily. "That's great, dear," Dad said quickly before toasting my sister. That night, I vowed to succeed on my terms, to build something they couldn't ignore. Senior year meant college applications and pressure to chase Ivy League finance programs. Instead, I applied to universities with strong computer science and environmental science departments. When UT Austin offered a full-ride scholarship for their dual program, my parents acted like I'd joined a startup cult. "You're wasting your potential," Dad said, his voice heavy with disappointment. "Your scores could get you into Stanford finance," Mom pressed. "Coding isn't a career for a Thompson." Emily, home from her MBA, tried to smooth things over. "Maybe it's just a phase. Let her code for now, she'll switch to finance later." I left for college with their expectations heavy, but a new sense of freedom. What they called failure. I saw as my first step toward my own path. UT Austin was a revelation. I wasn't the daughter throwing away her future on apps, I was Ava. The student professors praised for blending coding with sustainability. I met Zoe Patel in my data structures class. While others struggled with our group project, We finished early and added features to optimize energy usage, just for fun. Over late-night tacos, we talked about tech's potential to fight climate change. Energy systems are so inefficient, Zoe said one night, scrolling through an article on grid failures. Renewables could save billions, but the data's a mess. That sparked it. We started sketching an app to streamline renewable energy adoption for businesses, the seed of what became Green Wave. Summer breaks meant going home, where nothing had changed. Relatives asked Emily about her finance career while questioning when I'd pick a real major. I kept it vague, saying I was studying tech, letting conversations move on. Meanwhile, Zoe and I coded in her family's shed in Austin, their support a stark contrast to my family's dismissal. By junior year, we had a beta version. We won startup competitions, securing enough to patent our tech and form Green Wave Solutions. A professor connected us with Elena Ruiz, a sustainability consultant who became our first client. This could redefine corporate energy strategies. She said after our demo, "At Thanksgiving, Dad cornered me. Catherine and I are worried about your job prospects. Emily can get you a bank internship, something stable." I took a breath. "I'm starting a business." He chuckled. "A business, Ava. You need real experience first." That was the last time I shared my work with them. Zoe and I graduated and moved into a cramped Austin loft, surviving on cheap coffee and freelance coding gigs. Greenwave gained traction, a local solar firm signed on, then a chain of eco-conscious retailers. I kept family calls shallow. "Works fine," I'd say, letting them assume I was scraping by in tech support. At Christmas, Emily announced her engagement to a venture capitalist, Liam Carter. Mom glowed with pride while relatives grilled them on wedding plans. Later, Mom found me alone. Ava. Emily's friend Ryan is single, a hedge fund manager. I could set you up. The implication stung if I couldn't succeed. I could at least marry success. What they didn't see, Greenwave's user base exploding, companies reporting 35% energy cost reductions, sustainability journals citing our impact. "We need to scale," Zoe said, fanning out investor invites. By 26, Greenwave had 25 employees and $4 million in venture capital. I bought a sleek condo near Lady Bird Lake, but kept my old car and casual style at family events, letting them believe I was struggling. It wasn't just about proving them wrong. It was about guarding my dream from their doubt. In one world, I was a rising eco-tech star. In the other, the daughter who'd failed to meet Thompson standards. An email from EcoGrid Industries hit my inbox in March. They want Greenwave for their entire network. I told Zoe, stunned. 45 corporations across 5 states. It would 12x our revenue and cement us as sustainability tech leaders. Hours later, other firms called, intrigued by EcoGrid's interest. Then came an acquisition offer from Nexus Energy Systems, $25 million. We declined, it was generous, but Greenwave was about impact, not just money. Weeks later, Horizon Ventures offered $28 million for a minority stake, valuing us at $90 million. We took it to grow without losing control. I kept my name as Ava, co-founder in press releases, staying a silhouette next to Zoe's photo. "Don't you want credit?" Zoe asked at a conference where I stayed low-key. "Soon," I said, "but not like this. I needed my success to be mine before sharing it." At 27, I was a multi-millionaire on paper, living in a minimalist condo. I told relatives I shared a small place, letting them pity me, only Zoe, my assistant Maya, and my therapist, Dr. Lynn, knew the truth. "What are you waiting for?" Dr. Lynn asked. I wanted undeniable, so they can't dismiss it or claim credit, and I want to be okay if they never approve. Greenwave now served 250 companies, cutting carbon emissions by 40%. I'd check our metrics after family events to anchor myself against their doubts. Rumors swirled of an acquisition by Horizon Ventures, the same firm we'd partnered with. They're talking $180 million, Zoe said after meeting their VP. A deal that big would be impossible for my family to ignore. I wasn't sure if I was ready for my worlds to collide. Then Mom called Emily and Liam set their wedding for Labor Day. Engagement dinner next month at Verdant, Austin's hottest eco-conscious restaurant. Clear your schedule, she added. It's upscale. Ava, let's shop for something appropriate. Your clothes are so casual. I glanced at my tailored linen suit, worth a month's rent. I'll manage. Mom. She pressed. Liam's with Horizon Ventures, very accomplished. Everyone will dress to impress? My pulse quickened. What's Liam's role? Something in acquisitions, she said. A LinkedIn search confirmed Liam Carter, Horizon's head of strategic acquisitions, leading our potential buyout. I'd meet him at the dinner where my family thought I fixed computers. The weeks before Verdant were tense. Mom called thrice about my outfit. Dad left a voicemail. Bring something impressive about your job. Liam's parents are high achievers. The worst came a week prior. Ava, Mom began, her tone sharp. We spoke with the Carters. They asked about you. And Emily said you're between jobs. Liam's dad knows someone at Tesla for an IT role perfect to get you started. I clenched my jaw. I'm not between jobs. Mom. Well, that tech support gig isn't worth mentioning. Emily was smoothing things over. The dismissal stung. I confided in my friend Lila, who knew Greenwave's truth. They're offering you a pity job while you're negotiating a $180 million deal. She laughed. And Liam's the one buying your company. Unreal. I decided to attend Verdant as myself, no grand reveal, just quiet confidence. The night before. Horizon's final offer landed $190 million, with Zoe and me staying 3 years post-acquisition. I chose a chic green dress for the dinner, calm despite the stakes. Verdant was stunning living walls, reclaimed wood tables, and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Austin's skyline. I arrived on time. Professional. Not early to fuss with Mom or late for drama. Emily greeted me warmly, but with that familiar, pitying tone. Ava, meet Liam. He was polished in a tailored suit, familiar from Horizon's website. Great to meet you, he said, his handshake firm. Emily talks about you constantly. I smiled, wondering what she'd said. Congrats on the engagement. Mom swooped in. Ava, you found something to wear. Nice? We seated you by Cousin Nora. You two get along. Translation away from the VIPs. Dinner started with toasts. Dad went first to Emily, who's made us proud every day, and Liam, a brilliant addition to our family. Mom's speech traced Emily's rise from debate team to finance VP, ending with, to Emily and Liam, partners in excellence. Liam glanced at me, puzzled, like he was trying to place me over salad. Cousin Nora asked about my job situation like it was a diagnosis. I'm in sustainable tech. I said, data systems. True, but understated. That's nice, she replied, echoing Mom's tone. Uncle Greg chimed in. Emily said you might get an IT job at Tesla. Big step up. I sip my water. I'm happy where I am. Dad overheard. Ava. No shame in taking help to get into a real company. Then Liam spoke, his voice clear. Ava, is your last name Thompson? The table hushed. Emily frowned. Of course, she's my sister. Liam's eyes lit up. You're Ava Thompson from Greenwave. The moment I'd both feared and craved arrived. Yes, I said calmly. You're the founder. Liam pressed, stunned. The Ava Thompson we're negotiating to acquire for $190 million. Silence. Dad's fork froze midair. Mom gripped her necklace. Emily's jaw dropped. Is this true? Dad asked. Yes. Zoe Patel and I founded Greenwave 6 years ago. We serve over 250 companies, cutting emissions by 40%. Liam, excited, added, your app slashed energy costs at EcoGrid by 35%. We've been chasing your tech for years. It's why we're paying $190 million. My family stared. Seeing a stranger? Mom stammered. Why didn't you tell us before I could answer? Liam continued. Your platform's data integration is unmatched. It's transforming sustainability. The dinner blurred with shocked questions. Relatives who'd pitied me now asked for stock tips. Mom claimed she'd always seen my tech spark. Dad said he'd bragged about my startup to colleagues. Emily stayed quiet, processing her failure sister outshining her. I stayed composed, answering politely, no longer craving their approval. Later, Liam pulled me aside. I'm sorry for outing you. I was shocked. I smiled. It was time. He grinned. They call you the eco-phantom in the industry. Now I get why. Mom texted before I got home brunch tomorrow. 4 Seasons. 10 a.m. My phone exploded with relatives' messages, suddenly supportive. Emily sent, why didn't you tell me I agreed to brunch with my parents? At the 4 Seasons, Dad hugged me awkwardly. Mom gushed about Green Waves awards she'd Googled. Why hide this, she asked. You never took my work seriously, I said. You called it a hobby, not a career. Dad bristled. We always supported you, I countered. You told me to get a real job at Thanksgiving. Mom, you offered me an IT job last week. They squirmed. We wanted stability for you, Mom said. You could have asked what I was doing. I replied. The talk was tough, but needed. They tried to claim credit, but I set boundaries. Emily visited that night with wine. Nice place, she said, eyeing my condo's lake view. I've been a jerk, believing you were struggling. Her honesty surprised me. I liked being the golden child, she admitted. But I'm proud of you. We talked for hours, like equals, about her finance work and Green Waves challenges. She left saying, Liam thinks you're awesome. He hopes you'll be friends post-acquisition. The acquisition closed, making Zoe and me centimillionaires. I led Horizon's sustainability division, with Green Wave and 400 firms across 4 continents. Monthly dinners with Emily and Liam became a joy, their wedding plans mixing with shop talk. Liam helped translate my success for my parents, who were learning to respect my path. Mom visited Green Wave's office, visibly proud. Therapy with Dr. Lynn helped me lower old walls. I started mentoring teen girls in STEM, telling one who echoed my past, build what matters to you. Find your people, even if they're not family. At Emily's wedding, I gave a toast to creating our own paths and finding family who see us clearly. The clinks of glasses felt like a promise. Success isn't about others' approval, but impact. Green Wave's legacy, 40% emission cuts. Thousands of jobs proved that. My family's evolving, not perfect, but real. I'm grateful for the journey, walking it on my terms. Share your story of believing in yourself when others didn't. Like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear that true success is proving your own worth. Thanks for listening. Keep building your path.